The near collapse of the nation's banks, which occurred a year ago, prompted the government to scramble to provide infusions of taxpayer money to prop them up. But in exchange, Congress wanted to put a lid on big salaries and bonuses paid by the big Wall Street firms. And on that issue, it seems not much has changed. Here's David Muir.
Did the banking crisis, the recession, ever happen? It would be hard to tell looking at the pay now being doled out at the nation's top banks. By some estimates, a record $140 billion in compensation this year, enough to pay for 2.6 million teachers.
We have history repeating itself.
Today on Capitol Hill, lawmakers ask, are we about to see another banking bonus fiasco, like the one we saw last spring at taxpayer-owned AIG? In fact, a new Wall Street Journal analysis finds that workers at the nation's 23 top banks are set to earn more than ever. 2007, before the banking meltdown, and $130 billion was spent on pay. Now, 2009, they're going to pay out even more than before.
Would this be the most the banks have ever paid out?
For these banks, it would be the top number, yes.
Even with the highest unemployment in a generation?
Right.
Wall Street's able to make more money than before because Washington loaned them money at cut rates to rehabilitate them. So our thanks is they're going to stuff it in their pockets, even as many Americans are suffering from unemployment and reduced wages.
But there are many in the banking industry who say there's no reason to get angry, that these improving banks have helped the economy as a whole. They say just look at today's stock market.
A lot of people at home are going to say it was our taxpayer dollars that got these banks back on track.
I think the taxpayers should be very happy because their investments are actually increasing with the fortunes of these companies.
And many of the banks have paid back that taxpayer money with interest. But unemployment remains near 10%, one available job for every 6 unemployed workers. Like Michael Rayner, who we met exactly a year ago. His 21-year job gone. He's still looking. His at-home wife forced back to work. And today she called these Wall Street paychecks stomach-turning. So even with the Dow breaking 10,000, it's certainly not breaking their way yet. David Muir, ABC News, New York.